Hey guys! The Queen Keycap set by Ducky has been highly popularized by popular streamer Tfue, and I don't know him a lot, but many have tried to replicate this look. So what I'm proposing today is to achieve something really similar for a lot cheaper. This keycap set was selling for about 35 bucks not so long ago, and in fact I reviewed the same set but with a different team a while back, but it's selling for about 60 bucks right now, probably just because of the hype. Paired with the Ducky 1-2 Mini, and if you want to swap some keycaps for a rubberized one, you're getting close to 200 bucks. So we'll try to achieve something similar for about $75. Sounds interesting? Well, let's see how we'll do that. So the whole thing will be done by pairing a Geek GK61 pre-built with Gateron optical switches with some pink and purple DSA keycaps. We'll start by reviewing the keyboard itself and then we'll proceed to the keycap installation. So mine came in quite a damaged box, thanks to DHL I guess. Fortunately, the keyboard was intact and it comes with a braided Type-C cable as well as a keycap puller, a switch puller, and a manual. Taking a look at the keyboard, it has the same case as the GK61 that comes barebone, and same thing as the GK64. So it's made out of ABS plastic and it doesn't have flip-out feet, but it has the same 5-degree angle most 60% cases have. At the back, you'll find a Type-C connector, which is really nice to see for a $50 keyboard. I think right now it's on sale too for a little lower than that, and paired with that braided cable, it looks really great and is reversible by design. If we take a look at the included keycaps, you'll notice that they're double shot with a translucent material so that the light shines through. They're made out of ABS, which isn't the best, but at least they're actually made from black plastic and not simply dyed, which would be a lot less durable. So all in all, the fact that they're double shot, not dyed, and that the surface is matte, these will probably last a lot longer than a lot of other ABS keycaps that come preloaded on most keyboards, and the texture is not too bad for ABS keycaps too. Now, where this keyboard is really different from the others is the switches. You can pick from Gateron browns, reds, and blues, and I went with browns, but all of these are optical switches. That means that the switch has no contact point that gets actuated when you hit it down. It's only there for the feel, and the actuation is instead done with a little laser that either gets blocked or not by the switch when it hits a certain point. Honestly, just by typing, I wouldn't know that these are optical switches. They do feel quite different than normal Gateron browns, but I wouldn't say they feel better or worse, just different. They're also hot swappable, but you will only be able to replace these switches by other optical switches, and for now, only Gateron produces them I think, so the selection is quite limited. The stabilizers on this keyboard are nothing too exciting. While they look like the ones that come with the barebone GK61 and GK64, I feel like they wobble a bit more, but that might be due to the fact that the switches are different. They did came pre-lubed, like the GK64 did, so I think it helps a bit, as although they wobble a lot, they feel pretty decent overall. This keyboard is also highly customizable through the GK6X Plus driver, same thing as the barebone GK61 and GK64 pre-built. You can set up to 3 custom profiles, each with up to 3 layers of key remappings and light settings, so overall one of the most customizable board apart from QMK-enabled keyboards. Although the software is not that intuitive, you can go in depth and create animations as well as record macros, so it's quite complete, and I do like how you can customize pretty much any key to what you like on more than one layer. Now that I went over the keyboard itself, we'll go ahead and replace the keycaps. The ones I picked are also from Banggood, and compared to the original Ducky keycaps, they sell for about 25 bucks, much more reasonable for a budget keyboard. They're blank, so you'll have to get good at typing if you want to use them seriously, and they're made from PVD, so they'll be more durable than the original keycaps on this keyboard. And finally, they have an uncommon profile, which is DSA, so each row will have the same profile and all the keys are flat with a spherical dish on top. That's a profile that I really enjoy in terms of look, but it's not as great for typing as the OEM or SA profile, which have specific profile for each row, so it's a bit easier to find where you're at on the board without looking. They also come as a full-size 104 key set, so we'll have leftovers, and since all the rows have the same profile, you could reuse these keycaps for other projects like macro boards, or maybe just switching some of the colors around if you wish. So there you have it. Looks pretty good if you're into that pink and purple theme. But let's hear a little sound test. But now, what it's like typing on that thing? I have to say it feels really great. The optical switches, while they feel different compared to normal ones, are solid and they're really satisfying to type on. These browns actuate pretty fast. I would say they actuate at around 1mm. The notch is really high. Again, quite different than most brown switches, but I don't mind it at all. The included keycaps are fine for typing, like most OEM keycaps, but these DSA keycaps have a special profile, so you'll need some time to get used to them. And one downside is that the dish is not deeper for the F and J keys like they should be, so it's a bit harder to place your hands correctly on the board without looking. I do think they're fine for gaming though. So let's end the video by going over the pros and cons of going with this keyboard and keycap combo. We'll start with what I don't like, and first thing that comes to mind is the LEDs, I think. The switches seem to magnify the SMDs, so the color channels appear quite large on the keycaps, and you can actually see the individual red, green, and blue LEDs. If you go with basic colors, it looks fine, but if you go with white, where all the channels are on, it puts out some weird colors throughout the legends. Not that big of a deal, but still worth noting, I think. And with the new keycaps on, it wasn't much of an issue anymore. Otherwise, the included keycaps are ABS, although they're kind of the best kind of cheap ABS, I think. The case is not standard, so you won't be able to replace it for something else as easily as the Ducky 1.2 Mini, and the switches are hot swappable, but the selection is limited as they're optical switches. Now to the pros, I think this keyboard is an amazing bang for the buck. The optical switches feel great, and I think they provide an overall great typing experience. You don't get the best stabilizers, but they feel really decent for the price. And it's one of the most customizable 60% board for the price as well. Most other options aren't even remappable, let alone the Ducky 1.2 Mini. Finally, these third-party keycaps are super high quality. They're made from PVD and the profile looks great, although they don't have legends and markers for the F and J keys. So that wraps it up for today. Hope you enjoyed. Does that sound like a keyboard you would like to get? Personally, I'm not convinced with the theme yet, but I do like the profile of these keycaps, and I do think that blank keycaps look pretty clean. So as always, I'll have affiliate links down below if you want to check out the keyboard and keycaps and help the channel at the same time. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you liked the video if you did, and if you didn't, just let me know why down below. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe if you still haven't already, as I'll see you in the next video.